Start.
They already started the show without the booth knowing.
Put on the 10-second timer. I can't find Rosie anywhere.
Rosie!
It's okay. I'll introduce the show tonight.
You guys don't like the next set of videos? I don't know what you're doing here.
No, definitely.
This is our whole show.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't get worse than this.
It doesn't.
It doesn't get worse.
Yeah, this is the bar going low. Yeah.
Yeah, we're setting the bar where it should be.
Whoa.
And then we'll
we could go higher. Yeah.
We'll try to work up to that during the show. We'll try to work.
We're like the little engine that could. Like, yeah, it just and it doesn't. Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
I used to date this guy.
Get ready for the mind-blowing, laugh until it hurts, and you pee your pants. Out-of-body experience like no other. Introducing the man with all the fancy buttons, Tick. And the man who pushes all those buttons, the Professor. Now give it up for Tick and the Professor. You're watching the TP show?
Yes.
Yes!
Dude, I don't know what to do. Whenever I watch that intro, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what?
My
what?
favorite part is the
What?
girl that's going C.
C.
And then
C.
the bad anime with the guys going, yay! Yeah, that's my all-time favorite parts. Yep.
You tell us what we're doing, and then we'll go do that. So
Let's set
right?
the mood. Drinks.
Don't we talk about? Wait, what do
We
we
do.
set the mood, or then do we do drinks? That's why I'm saying,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do you want to set the mood?
We can. I have no
Okay.
idea. Oh, I will let you know that I officially have one button that will work tonight, and guess which
Okay.
button it is.
It's
We got
this
fancy buttons, everybody. Fancy
one. It's
buttons.
the fancy button.
Well, of course it's the fancy button. All the buttons are fancy. Poor buttons that don't feel as though they're fancy because Professor says they're not fancy. All the buttons are fancy. But no. The only button we have tonight, and that's why I was asking if you wanted to lead with it, is
TPS report?
no, the very first thing that we do.
Oh,
What you were just talking about. Set the mood.
set the mood.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I was trying to lead you there, but it didn't work
You know-
very well. So that's why I was saying, do you want to do drinks and stuff, and then we'll set the mood and get into it, or do you want
Okay.
to set the mood and then?
Sure.
I don't care
Sure.
when we press the button. I'm just telling you, it's the only button we have tonight for all of the
All
segments
right.
that
So
we
you're
have.
not gonna give me like a 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Oh, we've got
and
none of
then-
that. No, that's it's right out. It's right out.
All right.
Be glad that we're having a show. That's what I should be saying. Although I do
Okay.
have to admit, that.
Yep.
Where's there it is. So with these fancy buttons,
Yes.
with these fancy buttons,
Mhm.
I can do stuff with. Let's see if it works. That guy.
The background.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sure. Not every segment, just like zoom it around somewhere and just be like, we're going into this segment.
I also have the ability to change it as well. So I might actually be able to go to the backgrounds, but that's like that's like pushing the limits. So set the
I got a
mood.
water and a coffee.
You got a water
that's
and a
it.
coffee. I have this much bottle of water when I probably need this much bottle of water.
Well,
We're
it's
having a
because
heat
you
wave.
spilled
Yeah,
the rest of it.
yeah, it's true. But we're having and here in St. Bart's, we're having a heat wave, so it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you having
for
a
me,
heat wave? Yes.
No, it's exact opposite. Today was 87, but right now it is 45 degrees and it's dipping. Yeah.
You know you're old when you bump something and it hurts for no reason at all. Like I have no idea what I just did.
Only tomorrow it's
Yes.
going to be like 33 and then it's going back up to 75. It's so weird.
That is weird.
It,
Well, I
it
just know that it's warm here and
Cape
all the
Cod
equipment
is
hates
just
me.
very weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gotten very odd. It's gotten very odd. So those are the drinks. What else? Weekends. Do we discuss that?
Oh yes. This will lead me down like a topic here.
Yes.
But
Yes.
on when you say something's a zombie movie,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
you
Yes.
add zombies that are like 8 feet tall and they're look like monsters, that turns into a monster movie for me.
So there's a fine line. Okay. So
Resident Evil, monster movie.
no, wait, hold on a second. There's infection films and there's zombie films. So the technicality here is you have to die and come back to life. The problem with
Yes.
Resident Evil is you get hit with an injection. It's a biochemical, and that would
Right.
be
I
considered
get
a bioweapon. So you and I are on the same
And
page. That is
they had
not
they had
a
weird
zombie film.
animals and all that stuff that were infected and
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
So
That is not a zombie
Dead
film.
Island, Dead Island 2 just
Yes.
hit Game
Oh
Pass,
yeah, I hear
and I
that.
started
That
playing
looks
it.
like it's awesome. Looks like it's
It's
awesome.
fantastic,
Yes.
and they're
It looks like
saying one of the best zombie games ever. I'm like, this is not a zombie game.
no.
When
They're
when
wrong.
you have zombies that are like 10 feet tall and they look like Dwayne Johnson,
it
that's a
excludes them.
monster.
It immediately excludes them. Give me 1 second. I have to rebalance my audio so that I can actually hear
You're good.
you. I turned it down and then I turned it up. So basically, I hate Windows sometimes. Go ahead. So zombie film, no,
But yeah,
not a zombie film.
yeah.
Not at all.
So yeah, same with
Not a
games.
zombie
So
game.
you add like a unkillable 10-foot zombie that like has to like destroy the building to
100%.
get in through walls. That's a monster movie.
It's a monster
That-
movie. Yeah, or an infection film. So like
Yes.
28 Days Later is an infection film, and I call it that because of the one drop rule. Like literally one
I
drop
get it.
gets into the guy's
Yep.
eye. My favorite scene.
I would even say
Always has
that's
to be
more of
eye.
a zombie movie than Infection,
I
only
would too.
because
I would
there's
too.
no big Jason.
Well, you see, that's why I
chasing
say
it.
it's okay. So we've got three different kinds here. We've got the zombie
Yes.
films, which are legitimate zombies. Things die and they come back to life. That's a zombie.
Yes.
We've got infection films where you have some kind of bio weapon or something that gets into
Right.
people's skin and or the blood, however it gets into you. So like in 28
Uh-huh.
Days Later, it had to be blood contact. Anything like
Yes.
somebody could sneeze on you, you're fine. But if somebody got cut or bites you, then you
Right.
turn into the infected. Now, the third thing is you're talking about what you just said 15 times, a monster film. Now, a monster film is where normally number 2, which is the infection, makes you wait for it, mutate. And then you
Yes.
mutate into something bigger or smaller or
Right.
stranger or weirder. And that's Resident Evil, 100% Resident Evil.
100%.
It also is what you were just saying. So the new, now, how is the last one though? How is the version 1? How did they do it in version 1 of that?
So there's been a lot of games that are like this. There was so there was like Dead Island, and then there was Dead
Reckoning?
something. Dead or Dead Rising. Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Where
But Dead
you're in a
Rising
mall.
wasn't Dead Rising based off of the franchise, Evil Dead franchise? Or am I getting it wrong?
It was more based on Night of the Living Dead.
Oh,
where
okay. Got
Night
it.
of the Living
Got
Dead
it.
2, where they went into the mall and they started
Yeah.
But that game, they
Yes,
didn't
yes, sir.
have big old huge monsters, and it was more like Doom,
No.
where it was like the God view that I really don't
Oh
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
The 3/4. So was it straight down or was it 3/4 mode?
It was
were
like
you looking at them
3/4.
from
Yeah.
No. I'm just asking because a lot of strategy games will give you a map. So you're here
Right.
and it's completely top down. And then they've got that 3/4 view where you're like looking in over his shoulder.
Yes.
But I agree with you. I like first person more.
Me too.
I like first person with good maps, I guess I should say.
This
No maps is
Dead-
first person's rough.
Dead Island is great. I
Enjoying
already
it?
put in like maybe 4 hours into it, and the thing of it is too, if it's too hard, I can opt in for someone else to join me and then kick them
cool.
out
Cool.
when
That's
like
awesome.
they die or I die. I'm just like,
get
okay,
you.
nah, now I don't need their help.
Gone.
But the way that they bring in characters, like if someone's from outside, they have their own story and they're working in on their own story. You're just part of that story.
I get you.
And I'm part of that story. Like just like
now, can you join theirs? Can you go join
yes.
somebody else's? Okay,
yes.
cool. And is there like any that are run by a community, meaning not an individual? Because it sounds like
I'm
he was
sure
a PvP.
there is.
Like, okay, cool.
But
I just wasn't sure. So
there's no like player versus player. So if the guy comes up behind me and he starts shooting or like has a knife, he'll hit the zombie. He won't hit me, which I like because I'm terrible at co-op games.
No, I can't stand co-op games where you can kill people because then it becomes a different game that you're playing. You're no longer playing like let's work together. You're playing like I should say most people aren't. I'm just taking a behind the scenes picture so that I can remember what we did later.
You're good. But yeah,
so that sounds like
it irked me
games.
when
that's awesome.
when I heard, you know, one of the best zombie games ever. And I'm like, this is not a zombie game.
Yeah, exactly. And what it comes down to is they need to put it in a category that's going to make them some cash. Because let's be honest, like if it's not zombie film, then
I know. And there, you know, everybody throws up like Resident Evil on like some of the best zombie movies ever made. And I'm like, no.
Not a zombie film.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to balance the audio. We'll see if it's balanced. This is the hardest part of the show when you're a one-man band because I literally can't balance the audio the way a normal audio engineer would. Like normally you listen to everything and you go, oh, okay.
Right.
And you change it. Well, I can't hear myself without totally making this a spastic event. And then so I rely heavily on like the meters that I have. And the problem is sometimes the meters, I'm looking at them, I'm like, are we close? Are we near each other? It's just a big pain sometimes. My weekend was spent doing, and let me see if I've got one that's, I don't know if this is the cool one or not. Go ahead, sorry.
I did watch a great movie.
Ooh, what movie did you watch?
Dark Harvest on Amazon.
Dark Harvest. Huh.
It's like an Amazon original movie, and it's set in Halloween, and every single Halloween, this town sounds weird, but they for 3 days they lock up all the teenagers, like the boys. They starve them to death, and and you have to kill somebody. And
I'll have to watch that.
It's a monster movie. It's a monster movie too. I will let you know.
Okay.
And so whoever the boy that they kill, turns into the monster the next Halloween.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
and
interesting.
It's a harvest movie where if they don't do this, none of their crops grow. None of their town won't be, you know.
Yeah,
thriving,
everything goes to
all that stuff.
Everything goes into the shitter. It's your classic apocalypse movie. It's basically Cabin in the Woods, except on a regional scale because it's only everybody in that area, right? It's not the entire world, is it?
Just that area, just that little area.
That's what I know. Just that little
where
area.
We have to sacrifice in order to keep the crops going, like to the sun god. But yeah,
right. And the sun god gets pissed if we don't. So
it was well done, well acted, everything. Yeah.
So another quick question. I don't sound glitchy like I did last week, do I?
No, you don't.
Good. Because last week you said I sounded glitchy, and I thought it was from the overload.
And I'm sure I did too. When I listened to it, we both kind of popped in and out.
That's why we went direct to tape, because we had a feeling there might be some glitches. We released it just to release it, but this one we're actually live, so we'll see how it goes.
Yay.
Okay, so this is what I did this weekend. I'll just show you real quick. I am working our way towards the magic that will be the party button. This is me on my way to the party button. This is just random nonsense that I was able to generate this weekend. I have it working on a very minor scale. It's not anywhere near where it needs to be. And I can't keep it going during the show because on this view back here, which you can't see probably, but it says the profess. And then the OR is cut completely off because I couldn't get it to fit correctly. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll show the professor what nonsense we have, and then I'll do this. And we won't see it the rest of the show. So that'll work. And so we're ready for the one button. We have one button.
Your one button. Let's go. Let's get this done.
One button. There it is. There's our
you
one.
know, and they
button.
probably just got engaged or something, or just married or something like that. And this,
I agree.
This cat just has to.
This cat shows up and like,
yeah,
he totally craps on the parade all over the place. I mean, he just lets a big old dookie out.
He does.
Right in the background. And you know how it goes when that kind of thing happens.
And you know what's weird? If they have a dog, the dog would probably eat that. Just
100%. 100%. It's like a twofer. Like the cat dumps it out and the dog picks it up. And
dog eats it and the dog throws it up and
and then it's a vicious circle. It's a vicious circle. So here is let's set this mood. Let's make this thing happen.
All right.
It is a very sad time in the Midwest because beloved convenience store chain Come and Go is changing its name. Although we should take time to properly mourn this loss, I think we should also think about the endless potential here. I've taken the liberty of mocking up a few viable replacement names. First off, Jizz and Jet, very straightforward, don't have to change the logo a lot, very smooth transition. Next up we have Shoot and Scoot. This one plays to your existing audience because we know Midwesterners will go anywhere with shoot in the name. But if you want to reach new market segments, we have Skeet and Yeet, which goes after the millennial and Gen Z demographics. All jokes aside, it is going to be a little sad not to see these anymore, so this last one is near and dear to my heart. Go on now, you get.
Go on now, you get.